As each and every one of us is responsible for following our values and the code of conduct, my domain is our company as a whole. So every day I get inspired by working together with my colleagues in all levels in the organization and throughout the continent.
To me, one of the best things about working in ethics and compliance is actually not one thing, but two things. Firstly, working with change management and creating a more sustainable way of doing business is very important to me. Secondly, working with ethics and compliance means that you are working with all parts of the organization and give you a unique opportunity to also influence the organizations. That is also very important to me and one of the best things about working in ethics and compliance.
The best thing about working with ethics and compliance is that it's never boring. First, we are dealing with a wide variety of topics, and our scope is consistently growing. So we are never really sure what our priorities will be from one week to the next. And we also learn every day. Then, ethics and compliance touches upon all functions within a company. So we are lucky enough to work with a lot of different people with different backgrounds and mindsets. And last, ethics and compliance is also about trying to influence people and their behavior. I would say that this is the biggest, but also the most exciting challenge that we have as ethics and compliance professionals.
Having worked in the compliance functions at Immerse, IBM, as well as Avenge, I'm at the Rijksmuseum, and as you can see behind me is the famous Night Watch. The Night Watch was a civil guard. They helped to protect the citizens of Amsterdam, so they were one of the lines of defense, and that's what is best for me in terms of ethics and compliance, is that we are a line of defense. We help to protect the company as well as our colleagues by designing and implementing effective compliance programs. So for me, what's best about ethics and compliance is being able to make a difference in helping to shape the ethical culture of the companies where I work at.
Compliance gives us license to operate, and the best in the ethics and compliance work is to support businesses proactively to do business, support their ethical business decisions, and to support them in the regulatory compliance. Every day is different and inspiring.
To me, it means being close to the core business where things happen. And at my current work at one of Europe's premier health facilities, that means being able to support all the awesome co-workers out there in the organization by simplifying, structuring, and guiding in relations to the regulations we need to follow, and most importantly, to continue to build a long-term ethics and compliance culture alongside with safety as our number one priority.
Hey, I like working with compliance and ethics because it's fun, it's inspiring, I become part of something much bigger. It can really make an impact.
I love working with ethics and compliance because I'm able to make an impact on an organization's culture, which transcends geographical borders.
What I think is the best thing with working in ethics and compliance, that is the sense of being part of and contributing to the efforts towards the more sustainable future. Because working to fight corruption and to ensure ethical business on the global arena, that is of course key if we are to even achieve the Agenda 2030 goals. And I love the idea of being just a small piece in that great puzzle. And I also think that the job is really fun.
To help the organization understand the compliance risk in their business operations and why it is important to do proper assessments, as well as continuously work on our awareness when it comes to responsible conduct at all levels.
The best thing with my work is the opportunity to work proactively and impact business and make sure we do business the right way, but also contribute to a sustainable development. It is a challenging and exciting role with a lot of responsibility, when no day looks the same. Thank you.
The best thing with working with ethics and compliance is the feeling of helping the organization do the right thing.
What is the best thing about working with ethics and compliance? For me, it is working with the people. There is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to ethics and compliance. In order to design or propose effective solution, it's really important to understand the people, the organization, and the culture. So for me, my favorite part about working with ethics and compliance is getting to know the people, getting to understand the organization, and to really become part of the culture. So, thank you.
So to me, the best thing about working with ethics and compliance is three things. So it's about people, it's about society, and it's about business. Helping doing the right thing, driving culture and transparency across the organization. Thanks.
The best thing about my job in ethics and compliance is that I can make a positive impact to the world by helping companies conduct their business in a responsible way.
What I like most with my work is coming together cross-functionally and solving some of the most challenging and complicated issues my company faces. And in doing so, building a stronger business and a better society. I hope to see you all around soon.
To be honest, ethics and compliance can be rather boring if we only concentrate on drafting rules, processes, try to control our employees, and try to avoid risks. But if we instead would see ethics and compliance as an opportunity, where we empower our employees with trust to act with integrity, then ethics and compliance is a fantastic work task. This is how we try to do it in Stora Enso. This is key to achieving our strategic ambitions. And if I can contribute to the success of the company by creating a winning ethical culture, that's the best part of ethics and compliance. See you around.
The best thing with my job in ethics and compliance are investigations. They require a broad range of skills and wide experience. They are always different and never get boring. Although it might feel like a marathon every now and then before you actually can get to the conclusions, it's always rewarding.
One nice thing about working with ethics and compliance is that you feel like you're on the cutting edge of thought on the role that corporations have, not just to their shareholders and to investors, but to the society at large. And today, public distrust in companies can seem quite high because of recent scandals. At the same time, there are very, very strong expectations on organizations and corporations to make certainly the milieu where they operate a better place. If you work in ethics and compliance, essentially you are trying to respond to those expectations, and which means in some small way from within the company, you're trying to make the world a better place. And that's really wonderful. And that's probably one of the best things about this role. A great thing about working with ethics and compliance is that everyone wants to work in an environment that is ethical, where you know your colleagues and the leaders operate with ethical values and do the right thing. And so when you work in compliance, you're essentially working with the same goals that everybody else in the company has. Everybody wants to work in an environment like that. And so it's very nice to be able to have an alignment of goals where what you want and what everybody else wants is exactly the same thing. And I think that gives a certain tenor and tone to meetings and makes it very positive. You always have people support, you always have leadership support, and that makes it a very, very pleasant thing to do on a day-to-day basis.